Being the bigger person is why you feel so numb and disconnected. Being the bigger person is why you are disconnected from your sensuality. And chances are high you learned this survival tactic, this survival technique when you were just a child. I know I did. I'll give you my own example of this. So when I was young, I loved hanging out with my cousins. I loved the holidays, but I also hated them because family gatherings always meant I was going to be called the B word. Every time we had family gatherings, my mom would get drunk and she would always call me the B word. She would always yell at me. She would always pick a fight with me. And every adult in my life would tell me to be the bigger person between the ages of 11 until right now at 46. Be the bigger person. She can't argue with herself, so just ignore her. This sort of training came from my grandmother, my uncles, and my aunts, and I never saw anyone saying, stop treating your child like this. So that taught me that in relationships, I had to be the bigger person. It taught me to numb down my feelings. And what happens when you numb down feeling hurt or traumatized, you also learn to numb feeling excited, feeling joyful. So here are 3 of my daily 9 practices that I want you to try today. I created this daily practice to teach myself how to love myself again. And I'm very grateful to say I've been enjoying this journey for 2 decades. The first thing I do when I wake up is offer gratitude. Name at least 3 things that you are grateful for. I always like to talk about actually being able to have autonomy over my body. I have autonomy over my body, okay? If you know what I'm trying to say. And then I like to say I'm grateful that I can see. I'm grateful for running water. Things like this, things that would be inconvenient if you didn't have them. And then I ask my body for consent. I ask my mind for consent to trust what I feel when it comes to my dreams, to trust the visions that are being presented to me. I like to believe that every dream that we have is just a seed that our ancestors are planting, that the universe is planting, saying, this is what you're supposed to do. This passion is coming from somewhere. And I like to give myself consent to honor my boundaries, trusting that boundary setting has nothing to do with me shifting other people's behavior, but it has everything to do with me shifting my own behavior. How am I showing up for myself today? And the last tip that I want to give you is every day I go to my own altar. I have 2. I have one that is for ancestors that I do not know, ancestors that I do know. Just saying, you are remembered. I remember you past the funeral. I thank you for my lineage, the genes that you have passed down, the power that you have passed down, the joy that you have passed down. And then I have an altar for me. And this altar represents my inner child, my diva, my higher self. And so I go to that altar and I give myself permission to find my own sanctuary. When we think of a sanctuary, sanctuary represents some place that is sacred, that is safe, where we can lay ourselves bare. So I want you to honor a beautiful truth. If you were taught to be the bigger person, that is why you are disconnected from your body and your sensuality, because you have learned to be on autopilot and you have learned to always be in fight or flight mode. Allow yourself to shift and take your power back by shifting how you see healing. Healing is not reserved for trauma. Shift how you connect to your body. Shift how you connect to your sensuality. If this was helpful, please let me know. Let me know in the chat if you are watching on Instagram, and let me know in the comments if you are watching on YouTube. And the last thing I will encourage you to do is trust that your body is yours. If you got to the end of this video, comment, I trust my body belongs to me.